Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. In today's program, we want to cover the future of war. And I have to tell you, the future is now. So right now, we're watching the Russian Federation engage the forces of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the proxy forces of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and this war is continuing. And what we have noticed in this conflict, that the apex predator is not the main battle tank. It is not a multi-role fighter aircraft. It is not an attack helicopter. The apex predator is the battlefield drone. Now, that could be a system from a quadcopter, FPV type drone, to a system the likes of the Brimstone 2, or the KH-69, or the Storm Shadow. While these systems are called missiles, in fact, they are resembling more and more like fully autonomous, artificially controlled, artificially intelligent controlled drone systems, kamikaze drone systems. And right now, as we speak, we are in the infant stages of this new type of warfare. Now, the coming of age of these systems will not be 50 years into the future. It will not be a development process like the main battle tank. Decades upon decades of innovation. While that will happen, this innovation will be much, much quicker. The great power conflicts that are to come and are occurring right now, mainly between the United States, Western European powers, China, Russia, possibly very soon India, Japan, Korea, Iran. Yeah, Iran. Early stage great power capability. Not in the traditional sense of multi-role fighter jets, but drone warfare. Israel. All these nation states will soon be producing some very advanced, artificially intelligent controlled battlefield drone systems. Now the question is, in a future conflict, in all likelihood, and when I mean future conflict, we're talking 5, 10, 15 years down the road, in which drone warfare is going to change everything. It will and could eventually deny human movement on the planet. So if you're a great power and you are on the losing end of a future-facing drone war, meaning your adversary has more advanced drones, the artificial intelligence systems are much more advanced, the algorithms that are placed into these systems, the software, are more advanced than what you can field as a nation state. Your global positioning satellite systems are being negated by the enemy forces. And you are essentially losing the drone war. And what I mean by the drone war, I'm just not talking about quadcopters. These drone systems are going to be multi-domain. They are going to be everywhere very soon. Whether it's this system, an armored vehicle, 8-wheeled armored vehicle with an anti-tank guided weapon system, a 50 caliber heavy machine gun, and the ability to launch a quadcopter surveillance drone. Now, in the future, this system will not be human-controlled. It will be controlled by an artificial battlefield intelligence. Another system. And another. Again, very rudimentary systems, but nonetheless, highly lethal systems, in which, in a very short period of time, these ground drone swarms will completely take the man out of the loop. In the sea domain, same issue. Masses of drones, and we're talking very long-range drones, thousands of kilometers, released by possibly drone motherships, attacking adversary sea lanes, sinking ships, destroying ships. This is the future. A manta ray type of drone system that, when installed with a 300-pound, 1,000-pound warhead, kamikaze type system that maneuvers under an aircraft carrier, this system would end a carrier battle group. This is a Chinese system. Looks like a torpedo. An incredibly smart torpedo. Again, thousands of mile range. Lurking in the shadows of the deep. Using its artificial intelligence to find enemy targets. It then maneuvers stealthily and silently upon that target and then detonates a 1-ton warhead. Gone. And hundreds upon hundreds of these very long-range systems will be lurking in the deep. Airspace. Artificial intelligence systems are not susceptible to G-forces. Thus, you can have a artificially intelligent, controlled fighter-type aircraft that doesn't have to be armed with missiles. It can simply be a kamikaze-type system designed to simply detonate near a hostile aircraft. Swarms, thousands of these systems. Quadcopter systems, again, very early stages of these quadcopter type systems that have the ability to enter buildings. Enter buildings, find possible enemy forces, find leadership, and then boom, detonate. Gone. And then obviously the more advanced traditional view of a drone swarm. So what happens if you, as a great power, are on the losing end of a mega conflict that will decide the future of your nation state forever? What are your options? What can you do? You have lost drone supremacy. The enemy is now flying thousands of drones over your airspace. Hundreds of seaborne drones are besieging your waterways. going up major rivers, detonating in ports, destroying your infrastructure. What do you do? How do you combat this? What is your option? Well, you have one option. And there it is. That's the end game. That is what will happen if there is a great power conflict and the great power that is losing this drone supremacy conflict, their only option is the nuclear option. And what I mean by that, eventually we will see nuclear detonations in space. First and foremost, the elimination of the global positioning satellite constellation. That will be the number one objective of either side, is to prevent the enemy from having GPS capability. Now that obviously affects the civilian sphere of influence as well. Much of what we do today in modern society is based off of assistance from GPS. Very few children today even know how to read a map. They're not even making maps anymore. They're becoming more and more difficult to find. But that's just the first step. Eventually, drone warfare will lead to the need to destroy technology. If you do not want to be destroyed and or killed by technology, we as humans will have to eventually destroy the technology. That is the only option. There is no other option in great power drone supremacy war. The end game is the destruction of technology. You would have to do it. So, food for thought. Thank you for joining us today. More to come. As always, have a good day.